our fetal pig, pigs on farms have adapted to have much less fur and roll in mud to keep cool from getting sunburned. Pigs are much more tolerant to cold than heat. Sorry. Pigs have no sweat glands, so this means that they can't sweat. But the way they get rid of their toxins is by other ways. So as humans, we get our toxins by sweating it out, but pigs get it out in different ways. Most pigs are fed a highly balanced nutritional fortified diets that are kept in climate control facilities. Pigs have a mechanism very similar to ours, and this can replenish themselves eternally, and this is how they get rid of their toxins. They roll around in the mud to cool their skin, and the layer of dried mud protects their skin from the sun. Mud helps pigs regulate their body temperature and keep cool. Pigs don't have as much as hair on their bodies as other animals to insulate them against extreme weather conditions like the scorching sun or freezing cold. They rely on external coolants like water puddles and mud. So on our pig, you can see that there's barely a little bit of hair, and this is so the reason why they have little hair, so they are able to cool themselves in different ways and techniques. So this is the hair on our pig. You can see it right here, and then all this right here will be the skin. So to determine if our pig is male or female externally, we would look at the underside of the dorsal side, this side right here, and these dots right here would be the testes of the pig, and then right here, this like loose part would be the scrotum. So on males, the opening is located near the umbilical cord. So this is the umbilical cord, and and then males do not have an opening, and both males have a set of nipples as humans do. But so yeah, so we are able to determine that our pig is a male species.
This is the external structure of the umbilical cord. I'll do this in two parts. So the external, and then when we cut open and we'll see the veins and stuff. So this is just the umbilical cord. It's a flexible tube-like structure that connects the developing fetus in the placenta in the uterus during pregnancy. So, you know, in order to get its nutrients from its mother, just as humans do. As far as the internal anatomy of the umbilical cord, so we have these two veins. In the umbilical cord, and they carry oxygenated blood and nutrients from the placenta to the fetus, while the two umbilical arteries, which are these two, those are going to carry deoxygenated blood and waste products from the fetus to the placenta. So this exchange of gases and nutrients and waste products occurs across the walls of the blood vessels in the placenta, which acts as like a filter or a barrier between the mother and like the mother's blood and then the fetal's blood. So, and then as far as like the umbilical cord, it's always formed during the earliest stages, and the umbilical vein, so it provides that oxygen and nutrients while the developing fetus, so for the developing fetus, and then while the umbilical arteries are going to remove those waste and products and carbon dioxide. And the umbilical cord, it also helps with the anchoring of the fetus in the uterus, and it helps with that in the uterus, and it protects it from external stress and compression. So the adaptive change of the fetus and the the adaptive change of the umbilical cord lies in its ability to provide a direct connection between the developing fetus and the mother's placenta, which allows the exchange of nutrients, gases, and waste products without the need for the fetal and maternal bloodstreams to mix. These are the teeth. So we have some under the tongue. So since pigs are omnivores, they have both sharp teeth, of course, and then these right here, these flat teeth, and they eat almost anything. They don't have a particular diet. And then these up here, these little ones up here, right here, I think that's only two in this row, and then two on each, and then at the bottom about four flat, and then two canines at the bottom as well.
I just wanted to mention the hard palate of the pig, separating the oral cavity from the nasal cavity above, and then below the tongue we have all the way in the back we have the soft palate, which continues from the hard palate. So here's a clear visual of the larynx and then the trachea right below it. The larynx is known as the voice box, which allows for the pig to squeak and make its little noises. It runs down the center of the neck into the thoracic cavity, where it branches into two bronchi that will enter the right and left lungs. And that's from the trachea, and that allows. Okay, so here we have the diaphragm. If you could lift it up for us from the bottom. This is the flap over here. That's the diaphragm right there. That was like connected to the ribs, and your ribs is right here, wide open. And then we have the right lung right here with this is one of the lobes right here, and the other side right there. And then you have the heart, and then this like little like sac right here. This is the pericardium. And then right below we have the left side of the lungs. Oop! And then rip again. As for the fetal circulatory system, I like to mention how blood is rerouted and distributed. Rerouting blood is an important task for the fetal pig. So, blood in the fetal circulatory system is that returning to the fetus through the umbilical vein. The foramen ovule, an opening in the septum between the right and left atria, allows blood passing into the right atrium to be channeled into the left atrium and away from the lungs. So that's the foramen ovule. And here you can see the pericardium, the really like rugged texture right here that surrounds the heart to protect it. The heart consists of 4 chambers where blood flows. It enters the right atrium and passes through the right ventricle. The right ventricle pumps the blood to the lungs where it becomes oxygenated. The oxygenated blood is brought back to the heart by the pulmonary veins, which enter the left atrium. From the left atrium, blood flows into the left ventricle. The left ventricle pumps the blood to the aorta, which will distribute the oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. Now, from this human heart model, they're numbered. So number 5 will be the superior vena cava. Then you have number 4, which is the right atrium. Well, the top left is the right atrium. The bottom left is the left where the left ventricle would be. If I had cut it open. The aorta will be that red thing in the top between the superior vena cava, and then the right ventricle will be your bottom right. Here, right beside this trachea, we have the esophagus that runs all the way down and connects to the stomach down here. The stomach being this sac. So the stomach has digestive enzymes, and after that we have the liver, this huge section, and the liver is the largest organ in the abdominal region. It produces bile, which the bile has salts helping it break down fats. And from there, we have the gallbladder, and here the gallbladder is where bile is stored. So after the large intestine, the liver, bile is stored here, which goes down into our.
This is the artery right here that connects the gallbladder and then into the actual intestines.
Right here, this is our small intestine, and then right here we have our large intestine. We cut out the stomach, so this is the outside of the stomach sac. The inside we have smooth muscle wall, and this is called the rugae. These help churn the food and mix it with chemical secretions, and from this helps with the digestion of the food. This is the end of the small intestine. I call it the cecum. The end of the small intestine does not play a part in digestion, but it is an adaptation that many herbivores have that they use to digest cellulase that breaks down the plant walls.
So right under and below the small intestines would be the 2 kidneys. So these like little jelly beans, one on this side and then one right here. And so they lie against the dorsal wall of the abdomen cavity underneath the organs, right? And of the digestive tract, of course. And its function of the kidneys is to filter the waste from the blood and regulate the blood salt and water levels. So after it processes through the small intestines. That's where it'll go down there to filter out all of those water levels and filter the waste out. So this right here is this tube traveling down is going to be the urethra, and this connects the bladder, which is right here, and it connects the bladder to the external urinary meatus, through which the urine is expelled during the urination as it travels down through here, which is here's the penis right here, and then travels down. As for the bladder, which this is right here, this is where the urine is stored after being filtered through the kidneys, which right here, kidneys, and the tubes that connect the kidneys to the bladder are the uterus, and that's when, which is right here, which we talked about, and then that's when urine gets expelled down. Pancreas was not intact anymore, but this right here is the pancreas. This light thing travels down, and basically the pancreas just produces digestive enzymes which help complete the digestion after it already went through the small and large intestines, and that has already passed through the stomach. There was a much better shot of it in the back whenever the liver and intestines were still attached, but it was wrapped around it. But now I'm going to show you what it actually is. So it's basically this protective barrier right here, and it destroys and recycles and synthesizes the red blood cells, and also stores excess blood that can be released into your bloodstream in response to like an injury or if anything happens, which is why it wraps around the main organs in the abdomen. The urinary system is the uterus, which is these two pairs of muscle tubes that connect to the kidneys, which are below here, right? And to the bladder, of course, and they transport urine from the kidneys to the bladder with a series of contractions of smooth muscle to the uterine wall. And the uterus prevents any backflow of the urine into the kidneys by using the one-way valves that I think these, you can see them right here a little bit. These one-way valves, I think that's about, at their junctions with the kidneys. And so the adaptive change of this overall like urinary system is that it helps maintain homeostasis in the body by eliminating any of the waste products that aren't like necessary, and excess water, which regulate the electrolyte balance and acid balance and prevent any buildup or toxic substances in the body. And the ability to regulate these factors is crucial for like the overall health and survival of the organism.
One sensory organ of the pig is its eye. The brain will allow and send out a stimulus, like letting it to be danger. The eye would be the receptor, and it will send a sensory neuron to the brain and spinal cord, which will then activate a motor neuron, which then affects, then the muscle will send out neurons towards the muscle, allowing the pig to know that it's in danger, and its response will be to run away. This darker yellow part is called a dissection, and its main purpose is for hunger, body temp, thirst, and biological clocks. The yellow part, this part, the lighter yellow part, is for the cerebrum, and its part is for like learning, so the pig's nose to like, you know, like just to learn, and then for like skeletal muscle contractions, and then voluntary movement and perception, so like also helping with sight. But this is the dog's, this is the very similar to the pig's brain, and I'll go to show you like the parts of this in the actual pig's brain. So this is the brain. We tried our best to get it cut out the skull. Like, this is the skull, like this hard part right here, but this is like the mushy stuff is the brain. This is like the right lobe, or the right side of the brain, anterior. The adaptive advantage of the brain is for it to allow the just the pig to know what's happening, and for it to be aware, like, you know, sort of like sensory organs for like ears, and for it to move. Like the brain is such a like a vital part of the pig, and it allows it to do so many things. So that's a adaptive advantage that has like adapted over time for the like, you know, like seeing the predators and stuff like that. But thank you.